My name's Adam, and I'll be your host today. But more importantly, we've got a great group of guests for y'all. First and foremost, we got Crypto Stache in the house. We got Cagy Jan, OG up from around the metaverse and founder of the Juice team. We got MissTeenCrypto on the show again, the original zesty person herself. And last but certainly not least, Luke, play to earn, YouTube content creator and gaming content executive at Balthazar DAO. There's some drama in the crypto world if you've been following along. But if you haven't, no worries. We're going to lay it all out for you. We're going to be talking about FTX and Binance, the kind of bit of drama that's going on between CZ and SBF right now. But I want to get your guys' opinions on this whole situation. There's a lot of drama on Twitter going on, and who better to ask about it than the best in the business themselves.
I mean, yeah, like this is, I would say it's a little bit probably off topic for us, but this is actually, I feel like a bigger deal here in the industry when we see what's already happened recently here with, with what's happened with Luna. I'm seeing a lot of like parallels, I feel, for what we've seen then and what we're kind of, seeing now with FTX as an exchange. And some of the things that some friends have pointed out, some things that I've looked at, really opened my eyes to how, Sam went about creating FTX and how it rose so quickly. Because I don't know if you've been around for a while, like I have, and then FTX just kind of came out of nowhere and, just really overnight became this, juggernaut in a, smaller sense, right? The worst fear really is that we see like a domino effect that we saw the same way with Luna, where, because of the collapse of that blockchain, multiple investments, multiple, parties were affected. Think about, and this is something we were talking about before we jumped on here, but any games that, maybe they made investments into using their token, or any NFT projects that they made investments into using their token, that could definitely be detrimental for, I think, that sector. Seeing CZ be this adamant about this, I think he understands and knows something that we don't know, and I would follow lead personally with something like this. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say exactly without knowing all the details of, are they invested into which projects, have they been paid yet, or were they promised payments over, a year of fundraising, things like that. So it really depends on what games or what projects maybe they had invested in. So it's hard to say. I think it's, for me, and I think for a lot of other people who are into it for more of the Web3 gaming and maybe a little bit less caring about necessarily the crypto side of things in the world, I think we've just over this year seen time and time again sketchy things going on, and you just start to lose confidence in this space over time because you just see one news thing after another. So I think a lot more people are just hesitant about certain projects, and especially, as you said, like an FTX that just popped up out of nowhere and had an explosion growth.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna keep it quick because I'm not like a super expert on this, but I've been following, BitBoy and everything that happened around there. I saw Bankless. I mean, this guy, I love billionaires, because I want to be a billionaire. So I'm not against him, but like at the same time, he's against the whole crypto market. And I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, bye SBF. But if he goes down, we're gonna see bad things happen in the market. I think they should work this out, behind the scenes, whatever they're gonna do, for the good of the crypto market. To be honest, that's my opinion, and I'll leave it at that.
That's what I was kind of trying to do, talk about too, is the macro picture here. Whereas like this is, a lot of people are like, well, this is not a gaming, topic. What are you talking about this about? Why not talk about, gaming stuff? Well, I mean, in the scope of things, this is one of those macro topics that, will have an effect in some sort of ripple way on Web3 gaming,
To be honest, I don't know how this is going to play out, and to think that FTX could stay for the long term, I don't think that should be an assumption we should have. I think anything could happen at any point, and things have been shut down easily. I mean, look, we've watched Voyager, Celsius, all these things that were so loud and proud and prominent in the space, to be honest, and all of a sudden they were gone. So I wouldn't be too sure that FTX is going to stay. With the whole CZ thing, even CZ was saying, I'll quote his tweet from this morning or yesterday. I mean, every time a project publicly fails, it hurts every user and every platform. So CZ does see the longer picture here, but at the same time, we do have to do our due diligence into who these people are. We do need people that are pro crypto, and I have been following like Ben, BitBoy, and I even tweeted this morning, if FTX is not on our team, then they do have to go. Listen, if anything, Binance could take their place, because even FTX, Binance, CZ Binance was the one who incubated FTX from what I read. I do think that Binance could easily take over, especially because he's involved with Twitter now. He was a micro investor, 500 million in Twitter, which means he's on Elon's side. So I do think a lot of things could go right for Binance and maybe go the wrong way for FTX, but who knows,
Well, yeah, change in leadership, I think, is probably what's going to happen. What I mean to say is I don't think FTX as a company is going to go anywhere. Only because Celsius doesn't have their name on a stadium. I forget which stadium it is.
Miami.
Yeah, Miami. The Celsius, they didn't have their name front and center on the prime time spot of all MLB jerseys. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know, man. I agree with MTC. I think that we could see that this be the pin that you pull out. It's like bink, and the whole thing just goes. It's the keystone.
The rebrand is going to be close to FTX then because they put a lot of money into reconstructing.
No, you're right.
This,
the logo is the same, and it's also an F something. So you can keep all the same things.
But either way, there's still a lot of big money behind it. So I do think they could probably make it out of this. The token, I'm not sure. That's a tricky one right there.
Well, that's the question I have is when does it stop affecting crypto gaming, or does it ever? Because kind of to your point of right now, why are we talking about this when it isn't gaming? We're talking about an exchange. We're talking about Luna. We're talking about Celsius. Is there a point where we just have gaming and it's blockchain gaming technology and we're not dealing with all this crypto news? Because gamers aren't going to come in that don't care about crypto and want to study, what's going on with FTX or Celsius.
I think there's always going to be an industry of crypto games, actual crypto games. There's a lot of Web2 players coming into Web3, and they just want to make Web3 Web2, right? Make it easy. But if you really, really think about it, it's just Web2, So, but there's always going to be people experimenting with tokens, with doing stuff on chain and stuff like that. That's never going to go away. I promise you that.
Thanks for coming on the show tonight. I appreciate y'all sticking with us too. But this is all we have for Around the Metaverse. Another episode next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. We'll catch you then. This is all. We out.
I'll take that payment now.
Yo.